Quick update on my plans going forward, as well as what I've painted in the past few weeks. So here we have a canned charioteer. Pretty basic, just wanted to try a little bit of a purple colour scheme. I think he looks pretty alright. Gave him some brass wheels, because why not? Kept him on a clear base, obviously, as might as well keep it consistent. Additionally, some of these may look familiar, but I highlighted up and finished off another 20 or so of the Easterlings. I used some of the liquid gold, which actually I think looks really nice. Each to their own if you don't really like it, but I have a pretty significant force on the tray here. It's just how I store them. Some black dragons at the back, and a few of the assassin-y dudes, and the rest of the special characters. So you got Hamder there, some Dragon Knights, Kamul, all that. Just need to finish off. And what I was looking at from a plan, before a certain something arrived, was a bit of some Arnor. These models are from MESBG, and they're pretty nice. Similar to Arnor minis. They've got a star instead of the Arnor symbol and all that. Got all their heads with the kind of buns type, cummerbund type thing. It's hard to see. But a bunch of them have feathers and stuff. I was gonna print some essentially replacement proper Arnor shields, and I think that would make them look awesome for the new updates. But then I purchased something on eBay which was a little bit larger. So these are some rough minis. This Mumak is missing one of his side things, as well as the entire tower on top. We've got a bunch of some pretty nice rare metals, but those aren't the issue here. Got an Ent that was assembled interestingly. Got his head there, which should be fine. Got to replace some spears on, well, lances on the knights, but that's a relatively easy fix for your 3D printer lance and chuck it on. But here we start to get into some Harads, and this one was just all up missing a rider. So I've gotten a rider of Rohan. I cut off the top. This was the archer with the arrow visible, but I cut him off, shaved him down, and he'll fit fine. And then because I have another Mumak, so I have another commander, I'm going to cut him off at the waist and chuck him, and I think he'll look really good as either a Serpent Rider or even a commander. I'll have to replace this banner because I don't think I'm going to use a Harad banner, but otherwise that will make the most of them. And I'm going to have to do a lot of repair on these guys. But I have some historical Arab infantry, which I think will fit very nicely on top. Now the really damaged ones. Here we've got quite a lot of metal Easterling cav. We've got 4 metal riders. There's a couple of missing arms in there. That guy has his arm, but the blade's cut off. He's still on the sprue, for God's sake. But his scimitar has disappeared. Old metal horse, his leg is still there, so he's whole, as well as 6 cav. And a bunch of plastic Easterlings. I know what you're thinking. Do you not have enough Easterlings? But the answer is always no. So my plan for these, I have found an STL which gives you the black dragon shields, as well as black dragon helmets. So I'm gonna cut them off and make the most out of all of these and try and make as many of them as possible, black dragons without worrying too much about the sculpts, because there are some issues already. So any improvement is going to be pretty vast. So I'm going to print those out soon, and I'll show you guys if anyone's interested in how that goes. And I'm going to make all the cavalry into black dragons as well. Should be able to pop the shield off relatively easy on these. There we go. Strip it down. So give him a black dragon shield, give him a new sword, and a very similar black dragon helmet to get an idea of what I mean by the black dragon helmet. They have these very wicked horns on the models, and that's black dragon shield, just to make them look a little bit different than the regular line troops. So the other thing I'm doing is getting the Mumaks. Going to print off, there's a corpse of a Mumak STL that I'm going to pick up. I'm going to print off the side and the way up, fix that up, repaint it, get it off this thing. It's a cool base, so I'll use it for something, but I'm going to go clear all the way. And that's how I'm going to make the most of this eBay listing, but might be a few weeks. But I'll show you how it goes.